Look at this ramp.
This is a ramp. I love sliding. It's so much fun.
Well, isn't a slide kind of like a ramp?
I guess. I mean, it has a slope to it.
Definitely.
Definitely a slope, not straight. Yeah. So this is investigation 3, part 3. I really want to go down the slide, Mr. Montgomery.
Me too.
So if I start here and we start at the same spot, do you think we'll end at the same spot?
I'm thinking, but there's probably a lot of factors that will go into effect, like my weight as
Yeah.
opposed to your weight.
Your long legs, or, you know, although our legs look the same as right now. This is really exciting.
This is so weird, yes.
So, wonder what would happen if you started further down.
Oh, like if I started here?
Don't fall, Mr. Montgomery. Yeah, if you started there and I started here, I wonder where we would end.
It's a very good question.
Can you get back up right now?
No.
Go ahead and start investigation 3, part 3. Woo!
I'm stuck.
So this is investigation 3, part 3, and today we're going to investigate start position.
Start position on your ramps. So, the first thing you'll need to do is you'll need to take your start position paper that looks like this, and you'll need to tape it to your ramp. And the bottom of the paper starts at the bottom of the ramp. Use your your Scotch tape,
That's the clear stuff.
the clear tape. I would put a piece of tape at the bottom here, a piece of tape on the side, a piece of tape on the side, and another piece of tape at the top of the paper, so it's nice and secure on your ramp.
No moving.
No moving. Once you have it taped to your ramp, you can take your ramp to the floor, okay? And you're gonna use your masking tape, like we did in the last investigation, to tape the ramp to the ground, because again, you don't want the ramp to move.
We don't want that to be a variable in our investigation.
Yeah, definitely, because every time it would move, it would change the outcome of the experiment. So we don't want it to move. So go ahead and get that done, and pause the video and check in with your teacher.
So we're gonna start out by investigating what happens when we release our cart from the first starting position, which is 8 centimeters. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a pink Post-it note. We're gonna use pink Post-it notes for 8 centimeters. And I'm gonna write a P on a Post-it note just like this. And this is gonna be my prediction. So my partner and I are gonna have a conversation and think about where do we think the car will stop if we release it from 8 centimeters.
And keep in mind when you go to do this, okay, after you make your prediction, you're actually going to roll it down 3 different times. But when you roll it down, please make sure your wheels are behind the black line. Your front wheels are behind the black line.
Right, so I'm gonna maybe just say that this is my prediction. I have no clue. Mr. Montgomery would release the car, and then I would mark it with a Post-it note where it landed. So let's just say it landed here at 44 centimeters. So I would mark it with a Post-it note, and I'm gonna write 44 on there because that's how many centimeters it was. And then I'm gonna do it 2 more times. Each time, releasing at start position 8, I'm gonna record the distance with a Post-it note and mark the distance. So I should have one Post-it note that has a P for prediction, and then 3 more pink Post-it notes that show where my car stopped from start position 8 centimeters.
Go ahead and get that done.
So step 3 is now we're going to have a different start position, and this is going to be 16 centimeters.
Higher up on the ramp.
Yes. So same thing, I'm going to start with my Post-it note with my P for prediction.
Ooh, where do you think it'll go this time?
I don't know. Do you think it's going to go shorter or farther? Those are conversations you should be having with your partner. Perfect. I'm not going to put our Post-it note down because I don't want to give out any information.
Nope.
So my Post-it note, I'm going to go the exact same spot. And once again, Mr. Montgomery is going to release it 3 times. I'm going to use 1, 2, 3 Post-it notes to measure it on my ramp setup and write the distance. Get to work. So now we're going to do our last start position, which is what, Mr. Montgomery?
24 centimeters, even higher on the ramp.
Whoa. So I'm going to make my prediction post-it note, have the conversation with my partner. Yep. Put that where it belongs. And then once again, I'm going to do 3 runs, marking it with 1, 2, 3 post-it notes to see how the starting position affects the distance that my car travels.
In other words, where you have it start on the ramp, how far does it go from that spot?
And how is it different?
Yep.
So you should have post-it notes of pink for 8 centimeters, green for 16 centimeters, and blue for 24 centimeters to give you a really nice representation of where it.
We could look at that and see how the start position affects how far the car travels.
Mind blowing! And we could even have a conversation about it.
I love talking. Now that you've done your experiment about starting position using your cars, think about what you just saw Mrs. Grimminger and I doing on the swings. We were both at different starting positions on our swings. If we were both to jump off the swings,
Shh, don't tell anyone. Shh.
but if we were to jump off the swings, who do you think would go further? Think about our starting positions on those swings.
So on your checklist, go ahead and write who you think would go further if we jumped off the swings. So you're either gonna write Mr. Montgomery or Mrs. G.
Preview.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Jump, Mr. Montgomery, jump.